Hey up, it's Steve from that old Yorkshire geek, and I'm back with some Star Wars news. It's a rumour that's going round from MakingStarWars.net, who are usually pretty good with their rumours. And by the way, spoilers ahead for possible spoilers ahead for the Star Wars Ahsoka series that's coming in August. So let's have a look at this news. Here we go. There we go. Rumours, the Star Wars... Move that over a bit. There we go. The Star Wars Ahsoka climactic season ending. Right. So here we go. The rumour. This article is about what I have heard. Who has heard? I don't know who's writing this. Does it say? Does it have a... no, it just says admin. Whoever admin is, I don't know. Does it say there? No, I don't know. I don't know anything about... I don't know who the people are behind making Star Wars. Obviously they're famous, but I don't know who they are. Right, this article is about what admin have heard was filmed for what I believe to be the final episode of the first season of Ahsoka. The moment in question has to do with what my sources believe to be the final sequence from the series. Obviously, the series isn't done, and the show isn't edited yet. It's coming out in August. It's not that far off. So it takes... I mean, whatever. So take it as the closing of the villain's character arc. I mean, it's got to be just about done, hasn't it? But anyway, from the sound of things, Star Wars Ahsoka is essentially going to be the Empire Strikes Back of the Mando era. This information is still trickling in, but the big beat has now been confirmed by multiple sources who acknowledge that what I've heard is essentially the story. So if you're not into spoilers, what are you even doing here? Exactly. By the way, if you're looking behind me and see Gary from Nerdrotic paused, I was just watching him, his nooner, and I thought, I don't want to miss any, so I've just paused it. It's actually talking about The Mandalorian now. I rewound it and watched it from the beginning. So he's paused talking about The Mandalorian, and he didn't like it either, this latest episode. I've copped some real crap online for not liking this episode. But anyway, I'll give it a 5 out of 10, which is average, isn't it? So, you can't complain. I just found it boring. But anyway, let's carry on. I know there's lots of action in it, but I still found it boring. Boring things can be action-packed. As I said in other things, look at the Mummy film, the Tom Cruise Mummy film. Action-packed, boring. What the other one? Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Action-packed, loads of monsters, boring. Anyway, whatever. Right, the first thing I ever reported on the Making Star Wars show about Star Wars Ahsoka was they were building the Ghost's cockpit for the series. I couldn't help but think about that as I heard the ending. The show is more than a Star Wars Rebels segue, but for Rebels fans, I don't think they could ask for more. Do they mean sequel? I think it means sequel. It's a spelling mistake. Yeah, Star Wars Rebels sequel, not segue. Oh, it could be a segue, couldn't it? Rather than a sequel. Anyway, in recent reports, I have laid out how the Night Sister Morgan Elspeth... Oh, is she a Night Sister? Oh, right. I thought they were weird alien, women. I thought they weren't human. Anyway, never mind. Is building something, a huge vessel most likely, to bring Thrawn back home from an unknown place beyond the Outer Rim. This witch will take a fallen Jedi, Balon... That's Ray Stevenson, isn't it? And his apprentice Shin with her, who is really tall. That blonde lass we saw in the trailer. She doesn't look, particularly tall. But then we saw her at Star Wars Celebration, and she's huge. Unless whoever she were with were tiny. The Morgan Elspeth actress. Maybe she's just tiny, but she looked massive next to her. The first 4 episodes are about New Republic stuff with Ahsoka and Sabine, and the final 4 episodes are about trying to save Thrawn and Ezra. The first big point I want to address is I am hearing the good guys fail in the first season of Star Wars Ahsoka. To the best of my knowledge, this means while on the mission to rescue Ezra Bridger, Ahsoka and Sabine inherit a secondary mission to stop Grand Admiral Thrawn and his cronies from returning to the core of the galaxy. Thrawn does return at what I believe is the climax of the 8th and final episode of the season. The second big point is a huge moment where Thrawn exits his ship's gantry, I think, back from the unknown region with his forces all laid out before him like a badass. Thrawn takes in the moment, looks at his allies, including the powerful Night Sisters, fallen Jedi, stormtroopers held together by magic. What? And his gold-faced bodyguard named Enoch. I don't know what his dialogue is verbatim, but sources have said Thrawn revels in this moment. His vision has been realised and promises a reckoning is coming. We then know there's gonna be hell to pay. This is... oh, cracky, excuse me. This is how I think the first season of Star Wars Ahsoka ends based on the information I have at the moment. Thrawn is ready to take on a faltering New Republic and take back the galaxy. Most likely the allies who sprung him from the far reaches of space have been a part of a power play he has had cooking for years. Simply put, the good guys failed to stop the bad guys. The bad guys return with an array of evil allies. Bad guys are going to make the good guys, pay for their complacency. Dun dun dun. The general consensus was Stormcrow. The code for Ahsoka was multiple seasons while shooting. It would seem likely that this story will pick up in the second season of the series. However, I cannot help but consider how Sabine returns to the core with Mandalore in a much different situation than when she left it last. Will she be the one to bring the Mandalorians into the fight? We are not totally sure when the second season is slated to film, or if the powers that be are waiting to see how the series does. Do these bad guys, or does the bad guys returning affect the situation of the skeleton crew? Are they out as far as Thrawn was, or just in the path or aftermath of his return? Will they cross paths at all? There are a lot of questions and possibilities I find fun. And there we go, and that's that. So that's admin, that's him there. I've seen his name somewhere before, but I can't remember what it is. So there we go. So it's going to end on like an Empire Strikes Back type of ending. Will that lead into a season 2, or will that lead into the Dave Filoni movie? Interesting. Because we know he can't win, can they? Because we know the Republic's still around by the time of episode 7. So he obviously doesn't defeat the Republic. He obviously gets defeated, doesn't he? But the Emperor's still lurking in the background, building his First Order and his Final Order, or whatever the hell he calls it in Rise of Palpatine. So we know Thrawn doesn't win in the end. By the way, what's that? Save the Cat, official cat of the Making Star Wars show, needs our help. Oh dear. Anyway, there's a link there for a GoFundMe for the cat's emergency surgery. Oh dear. Oh dear. But anyway, yes, it's interesting. I'm looking forward to this. Season of Ahsoka. I think it's going to be cool, to be honest. I hope it is anyway. From the trailer, it looks good. But you know, I suppose if you put like the Mandalorian, trailer, that would probably make that look good for season 3. But it's not, is it? It looks nice, but it's not that good. Right, so we'll leave that there. I just found that interesting. Is this a new article, by the way? I hope it is. No, it ain't. It's about a week old. I thought it were a new article because it just popped up on me sci-fi news list, and I've got it in, date order. And but it's from a week ago, from before Star Wars Celebration. Anyway, it's still interesting. So we'll leave it there. So get rid of that. Thanks for watching, wherever you are. Look after each other, and until next time, I'll see thee.